All right, welcome back to the Higher Heart Warrior channel. My name is Khadija, and today I have a topic for you. The topic of this reading also does include Reiki healing energy that is infused into it. So if you'd like to receive that energy, simply say yes and set the intention to receive it, and you will. But back to the topic. It is, what are you integrating right now? What are you working through? What are you metabolizing? What are you alchemizing right now? How is that challenging you? What challenge is it creating for you? And how can you go about doing it with more ease? What can you do to make it a little bit easier for you? So I'm going to choose these. Well, we're going to shuffle them together. You can choose your pile by using one of the pile selectors that I will show you. But the description is where you're going to find the timestamp for each pile. So you can just head there if you would like. Otherwise, stay with me and we will shuffle these cards. So for pile number 1, what are you integrating right now? And how is it challenging you? How is what you're integrating challenging you? Pile 2, what are you integrating? How is it challenging you? Pile 3, what are you integrating? How is it challenging you? That was easy. Pile 1, what are you integrating? And how is it challenging you? Oh, okay. Pile 2, what are you integrating? And how is it challenging you? All right. Pile 3, what are you integrating? And how is it challenging you? All right. Now, how can you go about doing the integration in an easier way? How can you make it easier for you to integrate? I'm just looking at that one. Pile 2, how can you make it easier to integrate this lesson? How can you make it easier to integrate? Okay. How can you make it easier? Oh, no. Okay, well. All right. Pile 2, how can you make it easier to integrate this lesson? Jeez. Pile 3, how can you make it easier? There we go. The last couple of readings, the cards have just been jumping. All right. Pile 1, how can you go about this in an easier way to integrate this lesson, this energy? Pile 2, no, Okay. Pile 3, please. Okay. All right. All right, now we're going to do the pile selectors. These are the numbers that you could be seeing. I want that one. All right. 1, 2, 4. Pile 2. And pile 3. Okay. Okie dokie. And then let's get some letters for pile 1. Okay. Whoa. Dude, I can't with these. All right, pile 2's letters. All right, that one, this one, and one more. Oh, all right, you want to go there? Fine. Pile 3's letters, please. Thank you. Sure. All right, and then these are some angel numbers with some keywords. Whoa, honestly, there's no way. Pile 2's keywords, please. Thank you. Whatever. Like, I try not to do too many cards because I feel like it could be overwhelming to choose from. But at this point, like, it's just, it is what it is. All right, I will see you at the pile selection. Okay, so for pile 1, if you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Sagittarius, Cancer, Aquarius, or Leo, if you've been seeing the angel number 143 or 1010, the number 3, the number 17, the number 18, or the number 9, the letters M, A, K, O, or N, pile 1 is for you. Pile 2, if you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Gemini, Scorpio, Taurus, or Virgo, if you've been seeing the angel number 1212, if you've been seeing the letters Y, W, V, or Q, very interesting, the numbers 54, 12, 19, or 4, then pile 2 is for you. And finally, for pile 3, if you've been seeing, if you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Capricorn, Libra, Aries, or Pisces, if you've been seeing the angel number 1414 or 444, if you've been seeing the number 22, 48, 43, or 11, or the letters D, X, C, or Z, then pile 3 is for you. Or you can choose them based off the number of the timestamp, or, you know, whatever pile feels right for you. But either way, I will see you at your pile, and thank you for being here. Alrighty, pile number 1. Pile number 1. So for you, pile 1, we are going to, this is your pile, sorry, I was like getting all, okay, this is your pile if you've been, if the number, okay, these are the letters and numbers and zodiac signs for you, if this is your pile. If you've been seeing these numbers or letters, or this is your sign, then this is just extra confirmation that this message is for you. The letter A, M, O, K, N, the number 3, 18, 17, or 9, sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, or Aquarius, or the number 1010 or 143. That's how you know. So today's reading is about, what is it that you're integrating right now? What are you alchemizing? What are you integrating right now? What energies are you metabolizing? This is going to be what challenge you're facing with it. Okay. Okay, so the lesson that you're learning, what you're integrating right now is learning to forgive. You're learning to forgive. Give me 1 second. So for you, pile 1, I feel like forgiveness is something that you've struggled with in the past, which is why this is giving you the opportunity to grow and learn. It's just that you're clearly having a rough time with forgiving. I picked this up because I wanted to see if this is about forgiving yourself or forgiving others. But I'm going to hold off on the tarot until we get all the other oracle cards out. It's just like, so like there's somebody with teacher reversed. I feel like it is somebody else that you're having a hard time forgiving. The thing is though, like, this teacher, whoever this teacher is, it could also be that you see a part of yourself in this person, which is why it's so hard for you to forgive, because that part of yourself that you see in that other person, you don't like, or were taught it's unsafe for that part of you to show, to shine. And maybe it's the fact that this person is kind of out there. Maybe they shine. Maybe they go after what they want unabashedly. And that is something that you were probably shamed for doing as a child. And this integration is really an opportunity for you to work with your inner child, to let them know that it's okay, to forgive yourself for shutting down that part of yourself, to really show that part of yourself love and compassion. Now, you don't have to show that to that person, whoever it is that has sparked this integration, but it is beneficial for you to at least show yourself that compassion, that acceptance, that unconditional love. So that's the challenging aspect. And then we're going to get into how you can make this easier for you, is to look at this as an opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity to, because I've said this many times, but there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And I feel like that part of yourself that you have shut down, and there's no blame in this when I say that you've shut it down or that, you've stifled it. It's just an awareness that needs to be brought to it so that you can work with your inner child, so that you can be okay in seeing this as an opportunity to be focused on yourself. Without having an idea of where it's going to go. Without having an idea of where it's going to go, and still at the same time allowing it to open up your mind. Because I feel like that's the major thing for you to work through this, learning how to forgive yourself for stifling your shine, for making yourself smaller, is to, honestly, the best way to do that is to talk about it with other people, it's not just talking about it with other people, it's also, maybe even talking about it with your inner child. Maybe do a journaling prompt where you write down, you ask the question, you write down, what is it about being seen or shining or taking up space that makes you so scared? There's tons of different ways you can go about it, but the key is to talk to your inner child, give them that space without judgment. Don't doubt what comes up as if it's just your imagination. It's not. If you set the intention when you first sit down and you're like, okay, the first thing that pops up is what my inner child has to say, and I'm going to listen to it. I'm not going to judge it. That'll actually help your inner child not feel so alone, which in turn helps you, adult you, to work through this opportunity to integrate this forgiveness of self, this acceptance of self. And that does actually help you expand your consciousness. When you work on yourself, when you get the different parts of self that you've abandoned, that you've neglected, you bring them together. And then once you get to a certain point of that integration, it's like, okay, you're able to see all the work you've done on yourself reflected in others, which then opens up the possibilities for more connections. What about this integration process could the collective of Pile 1 do to make it easier? Well, okay. What you can do, Pile 1, what you can do is, all right, so there's a sense of betrayal and being abandoned that can be worked through by doing everything I said before. But that's also another key. Like, you need to work through this abandonment, betrayal issues, as well as this fear of being alone, as well as some addictions, there's some maladaptive coping mechanisms, some coping mechanisms that are not healthy for you, that are really sucking the light out of you, particularly allowing fear to lead the way. Because it's taking away your sovereignty. It's giving your power away to this fear, to this pessimism, to this addiction, to this codependency, and overall feeling of not being able to rely on anybody else, that is holding this integration back. It's holding the integration back, but there's like a level of cloudiness, pile one. I don't know. Again, with the substances, I feel like taking a break from ingesting substances is going to help you get that mental clarity so that you can really truly do this inner work, so that you can come back to yourself, so that you can shine again, so that you can take up the space, and so that you can be actually present and really feel the depths and the joys of being in community, not just with others, but with yourself, with all parts of yourself, pile one. We can go into this further. If you'd like to set up a session with me, you can head to higherheartwarriorchannel.com. There's a lot here that I feel like we could go deeper on and really get some good energy work done for you. So don't be shy, reach out. But otherwise, working on this betrayal, working on this codependency, working on the addictions and the pessimism and allowing fear to lead is really going to bring you into this sovereignty, into this authority, this leadership of your life. Okay? So thank you for joining me. I post every week, every Saturday at 8 a.m. And again, I hope you reach out, because I feel like there's a lot that we can do to help you along your way. Okay? Thank you, and I will see you next time. All right, pile two. Let's see. So this is your pile if you have been called here because of the number 4, 19, 12, 54, the number 12, 12, the letter Y, W, V, Q, or you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in Scorpio, Virgo, Taurus, or Gemini. Excuse me. So this reading for you is going to be, what are you integrating right now? What are the challenges you're facing with integrating it? And how can you go about integrating it with more ease? What can you release? How can you make it easier to integrate? So let's get started. With these cards, we have the challenge that you're facing right now. Elementals. Okay. Compassion, co-creation. All right. So you got Kuan Yin and Spider Woman. When I saw elementals and nature spirits, I was thinking about how there could be an imbalance right now in your elements, in the expression of the energy of the elements in your day-to-day life. Like, for example, we have air and earth sign, and we have water and earth sign. So maybe there's a lack of action. Maybe there's a lack of passion or creativity in your life that is making this integration period for you so difficult. Maybe tapping into cultivating your creativity, your expression, the way you communicate your needs. You know, there's so many different ways this can go, but there's a call for you to, you may be feeling a little bit frustrated with not being able to communicate your needs very well, to communicate your emotions, to communicate your thoughts, your feelings. And there's a need to embrace that. There's a need to embrace that frustration with compassion. Yeah. All right. And how can you go about embracing this imbalance? How can you go about, well, finding that balance, embracing the frustration, and creating from a place of more ease? Prayer. Okay. Surrender, believe, affirm, release. Health, honoring your physical vessel. Whew. And releasing that anger. Okay. Well, okay. Pile 2. Just so you know, anger is a very valid reason. I mean, a very valid emotion. And I feel like holding on to this anger. So the way you can make it easier is by releasing this anger, because it's affecting your health. It could be affecting your physical health, because believe it or not, emotions can affect your physical health. Emotions that aren't processed or integrated or released can affect your physical health. And I feel like a part of this integration that's with this elementals card, that's something that's going to help you to process that anger, is to spend time in nature. Because believe it or not, we're physiologically wired like to feel at ease when we hear the sound of birds singing, because birds only sing when there's no predators around. So that has made our bodies and our nervous systems know, okay, it is safe. I am safe, right? So when you're in nature, it's something that you can do is first be present in nature, right? And then maybe write about what it is that's got you angry. Maybe just pray about it. Pray for guidance on how to be compassionate. Pray for guidance on... Because the other thing about this, I know I just didn't finish my sentence, but pray for guidance. That's the end of the sentence, okay? With this Spider Woman and the co-creation, the thing about the Spider Woman is her energy is being it's a call for you to be aware that everything is connected, and that there's always another side of the coin, and change is inevitable, and there's ripple effects. Actions create reactions. Consequences come from actions. Like there's, Newton's, I forget which law. Is it the third law? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So those thoughts, those beliefs, those emotions, again, with this health coming up, are starting to manifest in a physical form for you. And this is why really balancing out, you're spending time in nature. This is why processing this anger is going to be very beneficial for you. I was starting to get this other thing too with the elementals card. It could be good for you to look into Chinese medicine. There could be something to do with your health that Chinese medicine can help with, like specifically the meridians, or like blockages in the meridians from this unreleased anger. I'm going to see what it is, in addition to what I've already said, what else you can do to make this easier on yourself, to make this growth process easier on yourself. Because the thing too about anger is like, I keep seeing this duality card, and it says, within your shadows of dark are beams of light. That is what it says. You are within you are shadows of dark and beams of light. The divine is reminding you to embrace the duality that is your individual spark. Yeah. Feeling this anger, like actually feeling it, don't suppress it, don't stifle it, because that's another thing too. When you stifle these emotions, that really just sort of really sticks it down further into your physical body, which requires more energetic release to process it. So back to the question, what can you do to make it easier? Oh, okay. There's something about you nurturing yourself. Again, with this compassion, nurturing yourself, and because the thing with the Three of Cups in reverse to me, like, part one, you're not like, I feel like you're kind of focusing on the negative too much in certain aspects. Again, with duality, there's positive and negatives to everything. So your guidance to make this easier for you would be to nurture yourself and do your best to try and find the silver lining in things. And if you can't find it, pray to get the assistance to find the silver lining. Because I feel like too, the other thing is like, you have to find this balance between emotions and mental and logic. That's what I have for you, pile number. Well, did I call you pile 1? I'm sorry, pile 2. Pile 2, that's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me, and I post every Saturday at 8 a.m. If you'd like to go further into this, you can head to higherheartwarriorchannel.com and set up a connection call so we can decide what best reading and Reiki is best suited to help you with this integration. Thank you for your comments, your likes, and subscribes. I do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next reading. Alrighty. Welcome, pile number 3. This is your pile. If the letters D, X, C, or Z called to you, or the numbers 444, 14, 14, 11, 43, 22, or 48, or if you have your sun, moon, rising, or Venus in the sign of Aries, Capricorn, Libra, or Pisces. So the theme of this reading for today is, what are you integrating right now? What challenge are you facing in integrating it? And how can you go about integrating it with more ease? So the challenge... Okay. So pile 3, the challenge you're facing with integrating this lesson is with commitment and allowing yourself to be committed, to be in partnership, to be connected to others. That is what you're having difficulty with integrating right now. To allowing this connection, these connections, whatever type they are, to allowing them to flow naturally rather than controlling them. And I just realized the number 44 is right there. So the number 4, which is the number of stability, seems to be coming up a lot. And it seems like pile 3, for you, relationships have never been stable. And so now this growth cycle the part of the cycle that you're in right now, or this growth cycle that you're wrapping up, what you're integrating right now is being able to connect with others, allowing it to flow, and believing that it's safe, that you're protected, and that it is possible for this to end well. for this to go well. It doesn't have to end. Focusing on the end is a part of the lesson as well. And then we have creativity, fear, okay, and okay. Okay. So what I get from these cards about how you can go about making this integration easier for you, the integration of this lesson easier for you, pile 3, is to stop trying to create more things to be worried about. It seems like you're really the word self-sabotage comes to mind. It seems like there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear that you're feeling around connections in general, and allowing them to flow, because that means there's a level of vulnerability that you have to embody in order to be in connection with another human being. And when you do that, you know, and you've done that in the past and it hasn't worked out well, or it's come to an end, that can be scary. That can be very scary. And I think it's just the best way for you to make this easier on yourself, pile 3, is to allow this fear to come up. Okay, allow the fear to be there. And whatever reaction that the way that you've reacted in the past to similar circumstances, to similar scenarios, maybe don't act on it right away. Take a beat, take a breath. And then do your best to adapt and alter that reaction to something that's more based in love for yourself as well as for others. Think to yourself, what would my action be? What would my words be if it was surrounded by love? If it was from the energy of pure love? How would I act? How would I think? What would I say? And you can also call on Rhea to assist you, as well as Archangel Raziel. The letter R could be significant for you. I was just about to say C, but then also the C is up there already, and you got Capricorn. So, but the point is, pile 3, and this is tough too, like relationships, connections of all sorts, they can get pretty tricky, but there's so many possibilities. There's so many possibilities that it can go exactly how you want it to go, or even better. This is most definitely an opportunity for you. To allow the fear to exist without taking it on, and allowing it to dictate how you feel, what you think, and how you act, and what you do and what you say. And it's at that point where really, you know, calling even on Archangel Chamuel to assist you to step into the energy of happiness and vibrancy and energy and hope, and having that childlike wonder of maybe things can go well. All right, is there anything else for pile number 3 that they need to know in order to make this go more smoothly for them? Releasing the fear, which I get it. Like saying, release the fear, allow the fear to exist without embodying it. I get it. Those things, same, you know, like I'm not saying these things from a place of not having experienced it myself and struggled with it myself at some points. These things are all coming from a place of compassion and empathy from me. And the messages are coming through me because I've experienced it myself. And so I'm not coming from a place of judgment. What can pile 3 look forward to the first time that they're able to allow fear to exist without embodying it, without letting it lead? What can they look forward to? What can pile 3 look forward to? Okay. You can look forward to releasing this grief, releasing this emotional unfulfillment, and to feeling strong. It'll help you feel strong. It'll help you feel empowered. It'll help you feel like you're in partnership with the divine. And I love that the 6 of Pentacles came out because this is a partnership card for me. This is equal give and take, reciprocity. You're protected, okay? Pile 3, I really do hope that this is helpful. And also I do offer Reiki and Oracle or reading combinations. So if you'd like, you can head to higherheartwarriorchannel.com and check out the offerings there, or book a connection call with me that's free so that we can kind of get to know what service will best suit you. Otherwise, I do post every Saturday at 8 a.m. So I appreciate your likes, your comments, and your subscribes. They do help. And yeah, I hope this was helpful. So thank you for being here, and I will see you next week.